everybody. The regular season finito, all done. Regular season is done, but that means that conference tournament betting season has arrived. And what better way to make our way into it than to talk about the high major conferences on this fine basketball program from a betting perspective. Mike's going to join me to break it all down right now, recording live from somewhere. This is one and done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that one and done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. We are powered by the galaxy's greatest website. That's drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich. I'm the conductor, choo-choo, of the aforementioned One and Done train. Find me on X at Dr. William Cannon. I'll follow you back. I promise. But here tonight with me to talk a little bit of betting for these high major conference tournaments is none other than El Capitan himself, the captain of the One and Done ship. He does the ship, I do the train. We'll talk about the rest later. Follow him on X at MC Holland34. The OG, Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, it has arrived. The madness of March is officially here, sir.
Yeah, and I've been enjoying these mid-major conference tournaments, and getting ready. Tomorrow's the start of the Power Five that we like to say. We count the Big East in basketball, right? So the P5 high majors, whatever you want to call it. But I'm looking forward to it, man. We went 2 for 3 on our bets that we posted today. So feeling good about that. DFS is looking good tonight as well. We did the DFS live before lock, last minute again.
Double duty.
Yeah, man. So here I am. I'm back. And probably doing 1 to 2 shows a night as we go through to Selection Sunday and even beyond that, man. So I'm excited to get this thing started tonight.
What a guy. What a guy doing his best to come to you live 2 times in one day. They don't call him El Capitan for nothing. And we don't call him CT Huggin or C Thuggin, also known as Cam. Good evening to you, sir. Good to see you in the live chat. Cam's hit the subscribe button. That's how he can hang out with us right there in the live chat. We appreciate him. Cam's been around forever and a day. I believe we figured out the other day, Mike, that Cam had over 17 million interactions with the live chat at some point. And Darren's not too far behind him there. Good to see you again, Darren. Get the goats in the chat for us.
Darren posted the NIT odds or the NIT bracket at Texas as a 2-seed.
Of course he did. Thanks so much, Darren. So good to see you. No, it is. It's always good to see Darren and Cam in the live chat, and we hope to see you too. Make sure you hit that button. 1390, I believe. We've eclipsed the 1390 mark. Maybe a little higher. I don't know. Let's see if we can get an update on that. But why don't you be the next person to hit the subscribe button for us? Subscribers only mode in the chat. We would love to hear from you and hear about your team as we break down these Power 5 conferences or power conferences or high major or, like Mike said, whatever you want to call it. So make sure you hit all those buttons, like, subscribe at One and Done CBB on X for all of the show stuff on socials. But let's break it down, Mike. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk first about the SEC because, pardon me, because it's the SEC, okay? 13 teams, probably going to get in 12, maybe around that, at least a dozen minimum, and it's probably going to be 13 for the SEC. Their first round begins on Wednesday. Mike, oh, look at that. Got the bracket. Got the bracket right there. Just boom right there. BracketBids stuff too. Boom right in your face. Guess who's pushing those buttons, Mike? Guess who's pushing those buttons tonight off his deathbed? The Hall of Famer, CC Hustle backstage, doing on the 1s and 2s. And our guy Eric the Blues back there too. So why don't you shout them out at Fantasy Nav on Twitter at The Real Napier. But anyways, Mike, SEC ball here. First round on Wednesday. I'm not going to let us start this segment without talking about Auburn. Plus 150 on the odds here to win the conference tournament. I don't care that they've lost a couple of games here at the end of the season. It does not bother me. Like, not in the least. Not even this much. They're going to get up and down. They're going to score the basketball. They're going to make you play their way. And, hey, if you have a better night than them, they'll shake your hand and move on. But this team is legitimate. This is a team that a lot of people are going to have written all the the brackets all the way in the big tournament where they dance around a little bit. But it doesn't bother me at all. Bruce Pearl doing his thing. He's coaching better maybe than he ever has. This team looks amazing. And I know plus 150 isn't the most exciting bet to make, but it's also sometimes the most realistic bet is the best bet as well. And that could be Auburn on this one. Mike, who catches your eye going into this conference tournament for the SEC?
I'll follow right behind you with the 2 seed, plus 270 for Florida. And I was on XM Radio last night and gave them out as a Final Four pick. I don't really care about matchups. They can play any style. They have the guard play. They have those 3 really good guards, Compton and Houff. It's so much depth. They got 5 guys that can play legitimately on the front court. They have it all. I love that in the SEC tournament, they're obviously on the other side of the bracket. From Auburn, I love the matchup that they would have with Alabama. And then obviously be playing for it all right after that. So I really do like the plus 270 for them right here. And then it's like a longer shot here, Jay. Like, why not Kentucky? Like, they're in the same side of the bracket, right, as Florida and Alabama. Obviously, we need to get past the Georgia and Oklahoma. But, I mean, look at these odds. I mean, 19-1. Why not? I mean, if they can get past Alabama, right, kind of anything happens at that point. So
sure.
I do like that they would profile, getting up and down with Florida. The problem is they don't play much defense, so they've obviously got to get that figured out as we finish up the season here. But Mo Norman jumping in and saying Mark Pope equals the unemployment line. It's been a rough season, man, for those guys. Injuries, the defense, man, just rough. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm all in on Florida at plus 270 on this one. I can see where you're at Auburn, but man, anybody could win this thing. I mean, 10 teams.
Well,
could
we're not as much as it might. We're as the unbiased, broadcasters that we are. I'm not afraid to talk about Texas A&M for a minute.
Oh, I thought you say Texas.
No, I'd rather light my money on fire than put it on a ticket with the Texas Longhorns name on it for this thing. But let's talk about the Aggies real quick, Mike. Biggest jump in the AP poll that just came out, up 8 spots. Of course, one of those losses that Auburn just took the end of the season, coming to A&M there. They're the 7th ranked team in defensive efficiency. That was something that I mentioned the other day when we were talking about A&M. One of those teams that just we're looking at KenPom, we use KenPom a lot on our shows. When we're looking through the KenPom rankings, and A&M just, for me, it came out of nowhere. One of those teams I didn't expect to be that high, although we've seen them play good defense. Just the fact that it just rated out so high. I don't know, man. Number 1 in offensive rebounding too. This is not a joke of a team, Mike. They will get to the glass on you, get second opportunities. If they don't shoot the ball well, though, it's probably lights out for the Aggies, though. So I don't know, man. You could do worse at plus 2,500. We're going to talk about some bets with better odds that I would probably not be as excited to put my money on later on as I would to just put a 20 spot down on A&M and let it ride at those odds, even if you just wanted to get something down. They're hot right now, man. They're playing really well. So.
Yeah.
You know what else? Anything else for SEC, Mike, before we close this one out?
Well, maybe to touch Alabama plus 425 or Tennessee plus 600 would not be of those two. I think Tennessee would probably be stylistically a matchup that Auburn doesn't really want to mess with, right? Just someone that's gonna a knockdown, drag out slugfest, right? I don't think Auburn wants anything to do with that. So if they're able to get past, obviously that plus 600 looks pretty juicy. But I'm with Florida, man. And I like your long shot call, Texas A&M. I mean, they have the opportunity. They're like a Virginia, like those teams of the past where they don't shoot the ball well, but they do everything else well. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of one of those things. If you want to take a long shot, A&M's up there. But Florida for me plus 270 before we move on.
Missouri's a top 20 team in KenPom, FYI. If you want to.
Right.
I mean,
it's crazy.
If you need it. Live chat's on fire. Kentucky does play Matador defense. Olay, we know that, but they can also get as hot as any team in the country. And if they, actually decide to play a little bit of defense here, it would be detrimental.
That 19-1 would look good
across that would definitely look good. Cam saying he lost his 10-leg parlay on Saturday, 9-1 for a nice chunk of change there. The loser, the Auburn money line. Wow. Hit the sad Price is Right horn. Sorry, Cam. I would probably, if I would have had a dime on that game, I probably would have gone on the same side. So we would have lost together. But unfortunately, we did not. You know what we should do together, though, Cam? I think we should get over to BracketBids. I think we should all get over to BracketBids.com or download the BracketBids app. We just had our friend Ryan Osterman on from BracketBids on the show with me and Mike. That was Sunday. Today's Monday, right? As we were recording live.
Yesterday.
I think it was. But we recently had Ryan on and got to talk to him about BracketBids. Selection Sunday is right around the corner. Like literally, not around two corners, around one corner. It's right there. We know we're planning on filling out brackets. We're going to do it. You're going to do it. But if you're looking to just take a different approach at it here, if you're looking to take a different approach at March and what the tournament is from more of a fantasy sports perspective, BracketBids is the place for you, I should say, because they have the auction draft leagues, just like your auction leagues if you would do football or baseball or whatever. You draft each team in an auction based on everybody gets about $1,000, Ryan said, and you get to bid on each team as they come up for auction to put onto your roster. Auburn might go for $600. He said his group text, $600 they said Auburn was going to go for in that auction. And then somebody said, well, you can have them at that price. But that might be what it takes if you think Auburn's going to win it. But that's not it. It's not just picking the winner. You get bonuses for the lowest seeded team to make it to the Sweet 16. You get bonuses for making it to the Elite Eight. You can work as many bonuses as you want in there along the way, and all it takes is getting to BracketBids.com or the BracketBids app. It's free to sign up and get an account. I've already done it. Mike's done it. Eric's done it. Nape's done it. We are all over there on BracketBids. It's really easy to create the account. I downloaded the app. It's easy to get around on the phone. Make sure you do that, and when you do, create your league. You can send out the invites, but you don't even have to activate it and pay until you've gotten all of your people in the league. So make sure when you do that, when you're ready to activate it, use the promo code BREAD, BREAD, for 40% off of your league activation fees. Download the BracketBids app today or go to BracketBids.com. Make sure you, I believe the direct link to BracketBids.com is going to be in the show description, and that takes you right there and loads up that link automatically for you when you go. So make sure you get over to BracketBids.com, promo code Brett. Thanks to Ryan, our friends at BracketBids. Yes, Darren, Ryan Osterman, a.k.a. friend of the show, a.k.a. Golden Gopher fan. That is correct. We did ask Ryan who his team was on the show, and he is up there in Minnesota, and reluctantly but faithfully is a Golden Gopher fan, although he did say he cheats on him a little bit with teams like Creighton and stuff like that. But who can blame him? Who can blame him? Blue Jays are fun to watch. Might talk about them later on. But first, we're going to talk about the ACC. First round starting on Tuesday here. And I'm just going to hop right into Duke. There's really no reason not to. Minus 320 on the odds. So, it's not the most exciting thing to put on a ticket. But they're the number one team in Ken Palm's rankings, second in offensive efficiency, fourth in defensive efficiency. They make you do whatever they want. You got Cooper Flagg. Do I need to say anything else? They have Cooper Flagg. Okay.
Good at basketball.
Conconepple, Tyrese Proctor. This is a really good team. And this is a deep team, Mike, as you would expect at Duke. And a lot of guys playing across this season, but you know who the main contributors are on this team. And it really doesn't have to go much past Cooper Flagg, but it does, obviously. So, I love Proctor, dude. That's just a good team. I'm trying to figure out ways to talk about Duke. We haven't already talked about Duke.
Yeah.
It's just like, how do you talk about Duke? They're great. They're good. Louisville, Pat Kelsey, coach of the year out there in the conference. Chucky Hepburn, defensive player of the year. You could get them at, what was it here? Sorry.
Plus 550.
Plus 550. That's not too shabby.
Yeah,
A little bit baked in there. Obviously, you know what you're having to pay for here. The likelihood that Duke takes this thing is probably pretty high. They don't have those high level stars like a Cooper Flag, but you know some teams might just figure out a way play together. Louisville's got it. Good coach, good D. More damn Eagles. Sam the Sniper, man. We just missed the SEC. You just missed the SEC talk, but we did talk about Auburn for sure. I hope you were here for it. Good to see you in there, Sam the Sniper. Anything else on this one, Mike? I mean, Duke and Louisville. I took the two favorites, the favorite and the next favorites, sort of the easy ones there. But who else in the ACC?
We talked about connectivity. I got a team that's pretty connected, and also have a team that's not connected. Clemson plus 650. Probably one of my favorite bets from the P5 conference tournaments. I think they have what it takes to beat Duke. That is two bigs in Shefflin and Locken. We saw what they did in the tournament last year. We've seen what they've done this year. Chase Hunter was I was talking to you guys about it. I thought Shefflin should have been on the first team, but Chase Hunter gets the first team nod. So you got, high-level players that have done it before. They're on the other side of the bracket, right? Wake's in that 4 seed, having to play Duke. So, I like how they match up against Louisville. So I like those odds, man. 6.5 to 1 all day. And then here we go. I don't know. Maybe this is just like wishful thinking. Darren saying North Carolina State repeat. Why not North Carolina? Like, why not? Like, I know they're going to get a tough matchup with probably, I would say Pitt or Notre Dame. So it's not like it's going to be a cakewalk for that first game. I like how they match up against Wake Forest, and then they're going to play Duke again. And they were beating Duke, early in the second half, and they just kind of fell apart offensively. So another shot to get this thing done, man. Why not? Look at the odds. I mean, 30 to 1. They have a top 3 roster in that league.
Yeah,
so,
easy.
To me, it seems like if you're going to lay any long shots, I don't know, in an ACC where it's really just Duke as the powerhouse, right? Like, why not lay 30 to 1 North Carolina? If you're looking for long odds, right? But otherwise, for value, man, I like Clemson sitting there at plus 650. So was Darren saying something about SMU's one and done. Yeah, I mean, I'm not plus 6,500 and plus 8,000 for Wake. Wake's in the same spot. They need to make a run right there on the bubble. If they can beat Duke, they got a chance to make it in if they obviously beat the winner on the other side of the bracket. So Cam saying that Hubert rotational subs give him headaches.
I don't trust Hubert Davis farther than I can throw him, to be honest. So I mean, I get it if you want to, if you like a long shot with a talented roster. I totally understand
right?
wanting to put. I won't do it. I just out of principle. Will we get to see the UNC girl cry again, Mike? I'm not sure.
Dude, that whole thing, man. You can't do anything in public. Like, I can't do. I'm surprised I haven't been. I think you sent a picture of me one time at the Texas game, just with my arms folded across, being pissed off. I'm like, you can't just live your life out there in these sporting events without getting, becoming a meme or a GIF. So.
Yeah, but you were looking good out there on television, and then you had the movie star looks and going and everything. What's the main character energy right there? Camera focus right on Mike. I was drawn to you right there.
Looking for that Timothy Chalamet energy, man.
Well, good luck with that, my friend. No SMU love, Wake Forest, nothing like. I mean, not really.
Wake, I could buy into. I mean, 80 to 1.
But with the top of this conference, though, honestly, there are certain conferences that you can dive into a little bit deeper. The ACC is not one of those conferences that, there's a tough team, 7th, 8th place that if you make a run, you wouldn't be surprised. Like, no, and there's no repeat of last year with NC State shocking people. I don't think it's going to happen. It won't happen. I like Louisville. If I'm making a bet, I don't know that I'll put Duke on a ticket, but if I was going to bet this conference, I'd probably take Louisville. Those 550 is not a bad number. All right, good stuff. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you're hanging out with us here live, and even if you're not, if you're watching the replay, make sure you get in the comments. Let us know who you're betting. Fire emoji. We'll take an emoji. We'll take whatever you can give us there in the live chat. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear who your team is. We know Sam the Sniper is our resident War Eagle, who is obviously in the chat ready to play Bama again, and we love that guy. We absolutely love us some Sam the Sniper for sure. Big East Mike here. Let's move on from the ACC to the Big East. Man, this is actually for me, I would rather watch the Big East tournament. It's most years it's like that than the ACC tournament. Almost all years, if we're being fair here. But man, what a run this is going to be. What a week it's just going to shape up to be for this fine basketball conference.
Man, can I interest you in some plus 550 Marquette on the same side as St. John's as like the one team that kind of profiled, and it wasn't just because of the last game that they played when Zuby Ejiofor absolutely hammered them. They've got to obviously figure that out. The way that you beat St. John's is shooting over the top of them, and that's something that Marquette can do, especially trying to pull Zuby out with Ben Gold. And then using Cam Jones, Stevie Mitchell, David Joplin to shoot threes over the top of them. Why not? I know they're sitting there. You got to play a very tough Xavier team. I'm not sold on Xavier. I think Marquette matches up really nicely with Xavier. They're playing Zach Fremantle at the 5. Obviously Fremantle's a very solid player, but not the brute force that Zuby Ejiofor is inside and also on the other end of the floor. So Marquette at plus 550, man. I'm kind of feeling it. And then I'm going kind of crazy in this conference. Like, look where Villanova is. You basically got to buy with Seton Hall, right? Like,
yes, you can say it.
Call it what it is. And then the one guy that UConn doesn't want to see is gonna be Eric Dixon. So I don't know. Creighton also really Ryan Cochran in that drop coverage. They struggle with Eric Dixon. Like, Eric Dixon has had career DFS games against Creighton. So I know it's kind of crazy. Obviously, they have to go through a bunch of teams potentially to do this thing. They're another one of my favorite long shots. Typically, long shots happen in your mid-major conferences. So stick with my Marquette pick, and then I think obviously St. John's at plus 155. Man, what are your thoughts on the rest of this conference?
You mentioned Ejiofor earlier. Like, that's first team all conference baller right there, along with RJ Lewis as well. First team for St. John's there, and Kadari Richmond's second team. This is a talented roster as well. It's rare that a coach can be in the game for as long as Rick Pitino has. And you can make an argument that this is another guy who's coaching, just like I mentioned Bruce Pearl earlier, a guy that is coaching as good or better than he's ever been at this stage in the game. And it's impressive. It's impressive as hell, given the landscape of college basketball, how it takes to adapt and adjust. And some guys are not willing to do that. And I totally understand. Rick Pitino has found a way to do it at St. John's. They're number 15 in KenPom overall, number 3 in defense, 6 straight wins heading into the conference tournament. They're as hot as anybody in the country, to be honest. And then, of course, Mike, we're not going to go through this one. We're not going to go through the Big East without UConn. Plus 400, everybody's favorite guy, Dan Hurley.
A popular bet.
Looks like you missed the SEC. We trashed you. No, I'm just kidding. Go back and watch it later on. We appreciate you, Peanut Butter Spicy, for hopping in. But back to UConn and Dan Hurley, everybody's favorite coach. Listen, they have 4 straight wins, too, coming into this tournament. And what a lot of people would categorize this as a down year. Still went 22-9. This is as much as we like to bag on Dan Hurley, he still is, back-to-back defending national champion head coach here.
Yeah.
So
100%.
This is we definitely have that sort of respect for him in that regard. And this is, all jokes aside, this is still a Dan Hurley coached team. Terrace Reed, Offensively off the bench has been good for them. It's been a little refreshing to see how they've gone to him a little bit more too. I think that's been a recipe for success and probably something that we'll see even more of in this tournament. All right, good stuff. Yeah, live chat. Let's gas up Peanut Butter Posse some more. That's what we should definitely do. I love it. We got the best community in all of college basketball. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can hop in the live chat with the liveliest of all live chats in the game. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. And if you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you too. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell so you don't miss anything we're doing. Mike went live before lock earlier today. We're doing a betting show today on power conference tournaments, high major conference tournaments, Power 5, whatever you want to call it these days. We're going live so much.
We don't know what day
we're not even going to have time. We're not even going to. Mike's been on like 4 times in the last 2 days, I think.
And 2 radio spots,
right? And been on national radio twice. We're getting around like a record, and we are glad that you're on the needle
good.
with us. Good stuff there. Like and subscribe for everybody. Cam saying Terrace Reed should be banned from DFS. That's my Danny Wolf, but I'm not getting into that right now. I don't have enough energy for that.
Big Ten's next, actually.
Oh, it is? Wow, how about that? What a segue there to the Big Ten. First round starting Wednesday. Mike, a couple of your favorite picks out of the big. First of all, Mike, I feel like as much as I like to shit on the Big Ten, there are quite a few teams. Yeah, absolutely. And there are quite a few teams that even once we get past this week and into the big old tourney, that it's not like I would be surprised if we were looking at 4 of these teams in the Sweet 16 when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Michigan State here, shortest odds, plus 250. Maryland, plus 350. I do like Maryland at that plus 350 spot. Wisconsin, though, has really caught my eye here at plus 650. So, man, like you said, it's been a better year for the Big Ten. I think they have a higher ceiling this year and a higher floor for the tournament. But overall, there's not that like dominant team at the very top, right? It's kind of been like that. I think Maryland has the capability to do that. I'm not 100% sold on Michigan State, although they do have Izzo. I just don't love teams that shoot 30% from 3. That's always been a thing that scares me. So they profile like a St. John's, like a Texas A&M going. I'll be watching to see who they get in the big tournament. But yeah, dude, like I wouldn't be shocked if Wisconsin or Illinois and Purdue, Jay, like they're sitting the 5, 6, and 7s are just as dangerous as the 4 and the reeling 3. And that 3 spot is your boy Danny Wolf, plus 1,200. You're sitting in the 3 seed. You have the double big to play against Maryland.
Yeah, but we've been talking about that double big, and they haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
Danny Wolf has to figure this out, man. He has not been at all
He's not been
anywhere
good.
near with it. He's not. Yeah, okay, you can say it too. He's not been good. We can say it together. He's not been good. Okay, but no, man. I don't know, man. It's tough. Like I get the point. I get what you're saying, but man, are they going to be able to make that work in this tournament?
Golden's been awesome this year. Like,
yep.
The guards around, and Wolf he just hasn't shot it well over the last like month, but those two together, Wolf and Golden, they're trouble. The problem recently is no one other than Amari Burnett every now and then, Roddy Gold, nothing, Trey Donaldson, super inconsistent. They don't have anything to kind of go with those guys and take pressure off of Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf has to be the playmaker, dude. Like they're running pick and roll with Danny Wolf. Like he can do it, but it's not a recipe. But just those odds, Jay. Like you're telling me you only have to win 2 games? You know what I mean? Like 3 games to
right.
But I could see Purdue beating them.
Yeah, plus 650 too. That's not too bad of a number to stare at.
Better odds.
I mean, this team was a top 15 ranked team for a lot of the season. Like, this is a good team. How good of a job has Coach Painter done? Yeah. When it's like, oh, okay, exactly. We're losing a generational player, and we're gonna have to figure this out with some holdovers, and what are we gonna do in a conference that has been this is a wide open conference. We
Yeah.
know this. We said it going into the year. It played out that way, and Purdue is one of those teams again. Coach Painter is obviously he's got himself a ring, but this is one of those things where like you have to like the respect needs to be on his name as well when we start talking about some of these coaches. Just year in and year out. So, anyways, Purdue plus 650. I don't mind that at all. We're not going to get out of here without Michigan State, though, right? Like Michigan State winning their first regular season Big Ten championship since 2018.
Yeah, sounds about
Question
right.
mark sounds about right. 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's been a while, and Coach Izzo found a way to do it. Are we really not going to bet with the legend in the month of the calendar that gets replaced by his name? January, February. Izzo, are you not feeling it in this format, Mike?
I'm not, man. I don't like the outside shooting, man. So
Okay.
they keep beating up teams on defense. You got a chance that defense travels, right?
Yeah.
But somebody gets hot, you got to make some buckets. So that's the problem.
Peanut Butter Posse saying he thinks Michigan State's good for an Elite Eight run this year, along with Maryland. You mentioned you liked Maryland when we were talking about them a second ago, didn't you, Peanut Butter Posse? I could see it.
They got all the tools.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. But you know who else has all the tools? Purdue has a lot of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made a deep run in this conference tournament. And why not in the old large dance as well, as they say? Michigan plus 1,200. Mike, you really like that one, huh? I don't know.
Why not?
That's Michigan in general has soured me on this conference. I feel like that is the big reason, because I was expecting more out of Michigan.
Yeah.
I know 3C, I get it, but I just they haven't been easy on the eyes a lot.
No.
It's just not the kind of basketball that I enjoy watching from that perspective. Yeah. So I guess that's sort of why I'm sour a little bit more.
You don't like a 20% turnover rate?
I'm not a fan
of your 4-man running pick and roll.
I'm not a fan, and I don't know, man. We'll see. But again, like you said, with those odds, with what they have to do to win this thing, like why not? Why not put a dime or two on it? All right, good stuff there. Big Ten down, only the Big 12 to go. The conference that formerly known as the toughest conference in all the land, as recently as last season, maybe even. And the SEC has stepped up here. But, of course, the Big 12 still has some solid teams here. Houston, minus 105. I don't know about that, Mike. I think I would leave that alone. It's not like I think anybody can walk in and beat Houston just willy-nilly, but I don't know about it. Who are you? Which one of these numbers do you like, or a couple of them, I guess, that are sort of intriguing to you? Because there are some teams in this conference that have underperformed as the season has gone along. There's some teams that have overperformed, teams that we necessarily didn't expect to do as well. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, since CC Hustle's on the production side, we won't be talking about Arizona State. I'll flip it over to Texas Tech at plus 425. They have the tools to beat Houston. So really like their profile. JT Toppin, an incredible year, Big 12 Player of the Year. He's just been phenomenal. The growth of their freshmen has been awesome to see. Darren Sand, the flower tossing Raiders here. Yeah, man, I like that price, man, 425. And Jay, I've been talking long shots. Kansas. Why not? You're going to be 13 to 1 on Kansas.
They own the Big 12 right there. Yep.
13 to 1.
Does this feel like the same sort of a team that Bill Self said he gave up on in January last year? Does this feel like the same sort of team? Doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That one had a lack of talent. This one has a lack of fit. I don't know which one's worse. I think you'd rather try to make the pieces fit and have the talent than not have the top end talent. So it's an interesting path for them, man, honestly. So I definitely don't mind it. They just beat Arizona. So don't tell me that they can't, knock off Arizona to get to a Tech. Obviously that's where the problem lies. And then you probably have Houston waiting. So yeah, it's not the easiest path, but yeah, they're dangerous because they have something to prove. Like it's Bill Self. You're gonna give me 12 to 1. on that, like I don't mind that at all, Jay. So, what are your thoughts to kind of wrap this conference up?
Peanut Butter Posse saying that Kansas is dangerous. I agree with him there. No, I don't think Self is sandbagging. I think that Self understands exactly what he has, and Bill Self knows how far these teams can go, and if these teams are legitimately a threat to make a run in these tournaments. And I think that he actually believes this team has the tools to do it. Like Mike was saying, that it's all there. Can you get the pieces just to fall into place at the right time? I think they can. Another team that I think can also do that is Arizona, plus 850. And I think we know the biggest piece of the puzzle that needs to fall directly in place for Arizona to be successful. And it's Caleb Love, right? He can shoot you to a title or he can shoot you to the exit. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of the latter. But if he's booming,
yeah,
very few get hot like Caleb Love gets hot. And that's the type of player that a team can just ride that thunderbolt, ride that bolt of lightning all the way to a tournament run. Arizona can do it. You know who else can do it? A team that maybe I don't think I gave enough love to with Mark Pope leaving, and sort of, what would that be like with Kevin Young taking over, and would he be able to carry that momentum? And boy, has he ever. And of course, playing some of their best basketball at the exact right time down the stretch. Plus 1,100 here. You could do a lot worse with some of these long shots, in my opinion, than that.
Yeah, it's a good long shot.
This one. Again, like, it's eventually you're going to have to beat Houston at some point, and that's, they're not invincible, but I don't know. This is another one where I don't think I don't know if I could if I want to put Houston on a ticket. I don't even know if I have any interest in that, because it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
It's not as clear cut. Like, why would you pay minus 105 for Houston when you could literally? I mean, I know it's shorter odds, but Duke minus 300, they have a cakewalk.
It's not for me. It's not like the SEC with Auburn and Florida. It's a little bit. I think it's a little bit clearer at the top, at least if you wanted to go with the favorites. And I agree with you down here in the Big 12. It's a little bit murkier. These are some good basketball teams too, man. Like
Cam saying Iowa State plus 600. That's a thing too. Yeah, that's a good price for them.
Was calling for him to be coach of the year there for a while. Like that's a good team. That's a good team. Cyclones. I just read that. Wait a minute, Cam. Got the Cyclones reference in instead of Cyclones there. Oh, I see what you did, Mr. I see it.
What a guy.
My man. I was getting his shots in. But that's why we love it. We love the one and done universe. We love BracketBids, and we love using the promo code Brett over there for 40% off. Anything else in the Big 12, Mike, before we get up on out of here?
No. I think that's it, man. I mean, Baylor plus 5,000. It's like, wow, that's pretty.
Andre 5,000. No wait.
The path is really tough, right? But the team, we know the ceiling of the Scott Drew team, especially they have talent. Edgecombe, Amir, Roach, like those guys have been there, done that. So,
what do you think Baylor's going to be seeded in the big tournament?
I think they're probably sitting at an 8 or a 9. So, whoever gets them in that second round,
good luck.
that one seed.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's the I can't wait. Scott Drew as an 8 seed against a 1. But we're talking conference tournaments today, plus 5,000 to win the Big 12 is Baylor if you really like yourself a long shot. We're not covering the AAC today, Darren, unfortunately, but if we all want to say
UAB,
North Texas
baby.
for Darren. Oh, UAB. Mike's throwing UAB out there. We'll see. Might get a little mean green action going on there. Darren has a say in it for sure. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks for hopping in the live chat. Darren, Cam, Peanut Butter Posse, even though he missed the SEC segment, that's okay. Go back and watch it, my friend. Think you'll like what Mike has to say about
Mo
Kentucky.
was in there.
Oh, yeah, Mo.
Sam the sniper.
The sniper. War damn Eagle. That boy, Sam. Good to see you as always in there. Good to see everybody. Did I miss anyone? I'm sure I did. Cam, Darren, Mo. Okay, I think we got them all there. All right. Everybody that hopped in the live chat, we appreciate you. Thanks for hitting those like and subscribe buttons. Take it easy, Darren. Mike, good to see you again on screen 2 times in one day doing that double duty. We appreciate you for doing that for sure. I know in those DFS streets, my dog's over here drinking like he
Come on, man.
I haven't given him water in like a month or something like that. But while he's doing that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank our guy, CC Hustle, the Hall of Famer, the one and done Hall of Famer himself, for pushing all those buttons tonight. We definitely appreciate him. We're glad that he's feeling better. At Fantasy Nav for putting together some of these slides and graphics. Our guy, Eric the Blue, that guy's everywhere. You think Mike's everywhere. That guy, Eric, is on 47 different sites and 32 radio spots and doing fantastic work, helping drive what we do here for One and Done behind the scenes. We definitely appreciate Eric there for sure. And that's MC Holland 34, the captain of One and Done, Mike Holland. Follow that man. Follow at One and Done CVB on all the socials. Follow me at Dr. William Cannon. I'm the conductor of this whole thing. Choo, choo. I do the train. Mike does the ship. Eric and Nate drive everything else. And we hope that you drive right to the betting window with the tips from tonight right here on One and Done. We appreciate everybody. Make sure that notification bell's on. You never know when we're showing up again. It's March Madness, baby, and we're here for it. My name is JayHeinrich. Come again. Peace. Take care of yourself.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.